right, good morning, guys. Any question? Any question? Any question?
I have a question.
Yes, go.
So I know that our midterm isn't until next week. Is the practice one still due today?
You don't have to worry about the practice one. I put the practice one right there so that you will be familiar with the format of the test, so that you know that how can you submit your test solution or test answer. So the practice one is not graded, so no worry for that.
Okay.
Cool. Any questions? And before we start the class, I'm sorry for my mistake as well, right? I'm sorry for my mistake by put the wrong date for the midterm test. So your midterm test is gonna be next week, not this week, okay? I remember it wrong, okay? So sorry for that. All right, any questions? And like the last class, I also asked them that I'm thinking about the idea that do you want me to give you the example of the questions similar to the test so that in this weekend on this weekend you can spend your time to finish it? I'm thinking about it. How do you like? How do you guys think about it? You guys want me to do it?
Yep.
All right. So after this class, I will post the example about the questions. It's not going to be exactly the same with the test, but it can help you to have an idea about what I'm going to give you for the test, okay? And that one is not graded as well. So don't ask me if I will give you grade for it. No, it's just the practice one, okay? You can download the PDF file and try to solve it. And if you have questions, feel free to shoot me an email. All right? Cool. Okay. So that's it. That's all of the notification. Let me remember. Do I need to remind you anything else? So the midterm is next week, okay? And after this class, I will post the example for the test. You can look at it, do it, and if you have question, ask me. And that practice example is not graded. What else? What else do we need?
Could you
And,
possibly like post the answer as well so we can know like if we got it right or if we did it correct?
you want me to do it? No, actually.
No. I'm just saying like whenever we do the practice problem, like how do we know if we did it correct or not?
Okay, so let me do this way. If you want me to correct it, send me an email with your answer, okay? Then I will just answer for you. Because if I put all of the answer on the blackboard, how can I make sure that all of you do it, right? How can I make sure if someone doesn't want to do it, they just look at the answer. How about that? Right? Because that may be similar to my midterm exam, right? So I think it's not fair. So to make it fair, because I already give you an example, you do the example, and then you ask me if it's right or wrong, then I can answer it for you. And I will put the answer on the blackboard after you guys finish the midterm test. I think it's fair to me. Right? Want to discuss more? I think that's why it's fair. So if you want me to show you the answer, shoot me an email. Okay, I do this one like this, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. Can you help me? Then I will help you, right? But I will not post the answer until the midterm exam is finished. After the midterm exam finished, I will put the answer. Okay? Is that fair? Fair enough, right? Cool. Any questions?
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. because how can I make sure that all of you do the example by yourself, right? If I just post the answer there, then you just look at my answer. You're not trying to solve it, right? Then you will not remember it, right? So if you have problem, shoot me an email and I will be happy to answer it, right? All of you who already shoot me an email, I answer your email right away, right? Not even like too long for you to wait, right? So I think it's fair though. Okay. So now if there is no question, let me start the class, right? And again, that example will not be graded, so no worry. Okay, you can make it for your practice, because for this week you will not have homework, right? So on weekend you should have time to play with it, just enjoy. Okay, but again, it's not exactly the same with the midterm test. So just do it and feel and understand that what I'm going to give you, but it's not exactly like the midterm exam. Okay, cool. Now let me start the lecture. So like the last lecture, I mentioned that this cell array is really important, and let me remind you one more time. So you need to review the cells. Okay, so to start with it, let's say what is the definition of the cell arrays, right? Let's just think like we are the first one who invent the structure of the computer, right? And now you have your computer and you have your data. Then how can you store your data on the computer? Do any one of you know it? How can you store the data into your computer? What can you use and how how can you do it, right? So for you to store your data into your computer, so people call it at the cells, right? Call it the cells, or in MATLAB is the cell array. So let's say I have the vector A, right? Vector A equal to the single vector, right? Single row vector 1, 2, 3, like this, right? And I want to store this vector A into my MATLAB. So I will use the cells, right? I will use the cells. I store this A into this cell, okay? So this, I store it and MATLAB just, and when we want to read it, come to this cell, pick up this A out, and then we read it A, right? That's how people do it. Then how about you have different arrays, but inside of the same category, right? Different classes or different array, but inside of the same category. Think about this. So I have the bunch of arrays or the bunch of data about student. Okay, I have this class called student, right? Student. This one, the bunch of the data stored into the student data. Then inside of my student class, I have the field or the subclass, right? I have many subclass or the field. The first field I call is the name, right? The name for student. The second one, what else I want to know about my student? Let's say I want to know about the birthday, right? The birthday of my student. Then the third one, what else I want to know? I would like to know the phone number so that I can contact them. The last one, let's say the email, right? I want to have the email so that we can contact, right? So this is gonna be the sub array, right? The sub array of this big array. This big array is called is class, right? And this is the field. This is class, this is the field. But inside of each of this field, inside of this field name, I will have multiple names, right? Because my name and your name is gonna be different for sure. So let's say my name is Hung, Right? My name is Hun. Then the dimension of this array is 4, right? Let's say it's 4, right? And then your name, let's choose one name like cat, right? Okay, cat, all right? And this name, the dimension of this array is 3, right? So the dimension is different, but both of them can store into the same field, right? Or the same field of array name, right? So that is the definition. The cell array is an array in which each element is a bin or a cell, right? Is a bin or a cell, which can contain an array, right? Contain an array. And store different classes of array in a cell array, right? Different classes, right? Different classes. But and all of that different classes they can store with different dimension as well, right? Different dimension as well. Okay, that is the definition. And when people got an idea, right? So we have an idea how to make the cell arrays. How can we store our different data into category and in the whole group and group them into the one class, right? Now we have an idea. Then next, how can we do it, right? How can we do it with MATLAB? To do it with MATLAB, you have 2 ways to do it. The first way, you have the assignment statement, and the second way, you use the cell function, right? In our class, I will introduce to you the cell function because it's easy and straightforward to apply, right? Cell function. And to use your cell function, you will need to remember 2 types of your cell function. The first one is the cell indexing, and the second one is the content indexing, right? Content indexing. By the name, by looking at the name, you may figure out what they are going to do, right? So for cell indexing, it means that you will focus on the cells, right? You will focus on the cells. And for content indexing, it means that you will focus on the content of that cell, right? You will focus on the content inside of that cells, right? Really straightforward, right? So, and then the syntax for you to use these 2 functions, these 2 cell functions, that is, for cell indexing, you will use the parentheses. Start with parentheses and close by parentheses. Okay? And for the content indexing, from now on, whenever I talk about content, please remind in your head about the curly bracket. Right? For content indexing, is a curly bracket, and for cell indexing, use the parentheses. Okay? I will explain more so that you will be easier to remember. Okay? So again, 2 different types of cell function: cell indexing using parentheses, cell contents using curly bracket. All right. Next. So now let me give you the example. So now let's say we want to make the A cell array, the cell array A, right? With the dimension is 2 by 2. It looks like a 2 by 2 matrix, but it's not the 2 by 2 matrix. It's the 2 by 2 cell array. Okay. Why it is 2 by 2? So you can look at this, right? Let's say you have this is your first row, right? This is your second row, right? And this is your first column, and this is your second column, right? 2 by 2, right? Straightforward. And then so because it's 2 by 2, so you can locate each of these cells, right? You can locate each of these cells. So this cell right here, the location of it is what? It's gonna be first row, first column, right? This location of this second cell, what is that? It's gonna be first row, second column, right? And why is this? Why is this location? This one gonna be second row, first column, right? And this why is this? This one gonna be second row and second column, right? Straightforward. And the whole thing of this is gonna be A. Your A is gonna be a cell array of 2 by 2. Okay. And then you can give the name for each of the cells inside each of the array inside of this cell, right? So the first name, the 1 by 1, this one is the name, right? The name of the student. Let's say the name of the student, right? And the second one, 1, 2, this one is what? This is the birthday, right? This is the birthday of the student. And then why is this? This 2, 1. This one is the test grade, right? And then why this 2 by 2, 2, 2, this location 2, 2 is the homework grade, right? So why it mean? It mean I want to create this cell array A to store my student name, my student birthday, my student grade test grade, right? And my student homework grade. Right, inside of this A, right? And then whenever I want to get this data, I just need to go into this A and then pick up the data that I need to know, right? So that is the purpose to making this 2 by 2 cell array A, right? So that is the example. So now we got an idea, right? We have an idea to make this cells. Then how can we do it with MATLAB? To do with MATLAB, we use the cell function, right? Like I mentioned. So you have two ways to solve it, right? The first solution is you use the cell indexing function, and the second one you use the content indexing function, right? Then why is that, right? Because I tell you that cell indexing, you will need to work with the parentheses, right? Start by parentheses and stop by parentheses, right? So I locate my 8, right? I have the cell array A 2 by 2, right? Now I want to define the content for my A11, right? A11. So this is my A, right? I have 4 boxes, right? The first box, second box, third box, fourth box, right? Then I want to define the first box, A11, as the content is this name, right? As the content is this name. So I use the cell indexing, I use the parentheses, because right now I just care about the box, right? I care the whole box or the whole cells. So for you to clearer to understand about it, let's think about this picture. Let's think about you go to the supermarket, right? You use the cart, right? You use your cart. You use your cart to buy things in the supermarket, right? Then you will buy all of your things. You put inside of one box, right? You make your all of your stuff by separate it by the box, so that when you go home, you feel it easier for you to take out this box. Okay, I know this, why inside of this, so I put it here, I put that there, right? So easier for you to group it, right? So let's say this whole cart is your cells, right? This is the whole cells that you have, cell A, right? 2 by 2. Then each of the content inside of your cell, because it's 2 by 2, so you have 4 boxes, right? You have 4 boxes, so you need to put inside of your cart 4 boxes. Today I want to buy 4 boxes, right? 4 boxes. The content of your cell. I want to buy 4 boxes, right? All right, and then the first box, this first box, what is that? It's the name of my student, right? The name, right? That first box is this, right? Right? And because I'm thinking a box, right? Because cell indexing, it's just you to make or just you worry about the cell, right? You focus on the cells. So it means that you focus on this box, right? Because it's the box, so you need to close it or to need to open the box. You put them in, put things inside the box, and then you close the box, right? So to open the box and close the box, you use the curly bracket, right? The curly bracket act as your box, right? You open the box and then you close the box, right? So this is your cell A11. If you do something like this, you put this content London pond into this box, right? This box right here will be London pond, right? Then next you want the second box, this one. Why is that? This is gonna be your birthday, right? The student birthday, right? Then you store it as the cell because you are using the cell indexing, right? Then you need to start with the open box and then the closed box, right? Straightforward, right? And whenever you work with programming language, I already explained it. Now I explain it one more time. When you have the single quotation, close with the single quotation, the thing inside this is gonna be your string, right? Straightforward. It's gonna be your string. And what is this? This is gonna be your array, right? All of us know it. Array. And then what is this? This is your matrix, right? This is your matrix, right? By the syntax, we can understand that, right? Then similar to box 1, box 2, for box 3 and box 4, it's gonna be the array of your test grade, right? Test grade, right? Then for box 4, it's gonna be your homework grade. Yeah. So when I finish until this slide, it means that now okay, I finished shopping for today, right? I fulfill my cell A with all of the things that I need. That is 4 boxes, right? I fulfill all of them. Okay, now I go home. I don't need to do anything else, right? So that is the cell indexing. So when you're talking about cell in the indexing, it means that you care about the box, right? You care about the whole box, right? You care about yourself, you care about the whole box. Then you need to start with the with the what this is the curly bracket. You need to open the box and then you need to close the box, right? Then you need to care about this, right? Then now let's think about the way I want simple the simple way, right? I don't want to worry about too much things like this because too much syntax will give you more error, will give me more error, right? Then you think about I just worry about the content, and now I just worry about content of my cells. I don't worry about the box or the cell indexing. I don't care about that. I just worry about the content, right? Because the content is the most important thing to me. Then you use the content indexing. For content indexing, because you worry about the content, so you don't have to worry about this box. You just buy thing and then you put to the cart. You buy thing, you put to the cart. You buy thing, you put to the cart, right? You don't worry. You don't have to group it as the each of the box like this. So you use content indexing because you don't worry about the box. So now you don't have to use the curly bracket anymore, right? You don't see any curly bracket, right? Because it's content indexing, right? And again, because you use the content indexing, so your cell function is not the parenthesis anymore. It's not the parenthesis here anymore. It's gonna turn into the curly bracket, all right? The curly bracket, which means is content indexing. And now for this one, I call now is the cell B, okay? Again, the cell is still your cart. The cell is gonna be still your cart, right? Your cart right now is cell
Can I ask a question?
B. Go.
So if you if I guess what I'm asking is how cross compatible are they? Like, can you can you switch them? Could you say, maybe you index A11 with cell indexing, like the notation style, and then you use, say, B or A2 or A3, you use content indexing. Would that mess everything up? Or do you have to stay in the same one for the same cell, or can you switch them?
You can switch it. You can use both of them. It's based on your purpose, right? It's based on your purpose. With different purpose, you will use it with different way. But in here, I want to explain it to you to clearer so that you understand the picture in your mind that when do you need to use the cell indexing and when do you need to use the content indexing. Okay?
Okay.
Clear? So let me come back. So with Selby, okay, with Selby, it's still the cart, right? But now when I go to buy my stuff, I will just put in my stuff into my cell, right? The first step is the random point, put into it. The second one, this one, put into it. I just straightly put my stuff or my content into my cart, right? I don't group it as the cell indexing like this, okay? Make me too much thing to do. I don't want it. I want a simple way. I put everything inside of it, right? And because I don't need to worry about the box, so I don't need to open the curly bracket and close the curly bracket, right? But everything has both sides, right? Remember that everything has both sides. So if you can group your cell well, right? You can group everything, every information of your cell well into the boxes right there. So it means that you can use this for multiple. You can use this for multiple cells, right? You can use it for multiple cells. And for content indexing, because you don't group it at the box, you put into everything inside of your cell like this. So it's easier, it's faster, but it has the side effect, right? It just only can use for single cells, right? Everything has both sides, right? So that is what about the content indexing and the cell indexing. When you think about cell indexing, think about the box. When you think about content indexing, you just think about the content. You don't worry about how can you group your information or how can you group your content. That's what you should think about, right? So any question to here, right? Is clear, right? I think I explained clear, right? So that's what you need to know, okay? And now let's make the example like you asked me. Now I give you the example, okay? So all of you already know that how can I make this cell array A, right? 2 by 2 cell array A, right? So I use what? Anyone tell me? Which kind of cell function I use? What do I use here?
Cell.
Yes, cells. So because it's the cells, so you think about the box, right? So you want to group your information or when you want to group your data, that's why you need to use the box. And what is your box? Your box is your curly bracket. Right? Open the box and close the box, right? Then that is I already create your cells array. Then now your turn. You want to access my cell data and find your name, find your birthday, and see your grade, right? That's what you want to see, right? So you access my A. This means this is you. This is you, right? You access my cells array or my grade data, right? To see your grade. So this is what you want to do. And then how can you do it with MATLAB? How can you access your cells or accessing your cells data? Then when you want to access my data, it means that you want you focus or you worry about the content of the cell, right? Now you focus on the content, right? Because you want to read it, right? You focus on the content. And at the beginning of the class, when I say, when you think about the content, you use the curly bracket, right? You use the curly bracket to read the content. Then let's say the first line right here, I wrote R equal to A and then curly bracket 2, right? And then parenthesis 2 and 3. Let me explain what do I want to read here. I want to read the variable R because I want to read the content of it. I use the curly bracket, right? I use the curly bracket, right? And the location of the things I want to read in cell A is 2. The location is 2. And now we go back to A. What is A? The cell array A contains 4 boxes, right? 4 boxes. This is what? This is nothing but 1, 1. This is what? This is nothing but 1, 2. This is nothing but what? 2, 1. This is what? 2, 2, right? So I want to access to my A22, right? And then what else I want to read? I want to read the second row, third column, right? Like I mentioned with you before, everything on the left is gonna be your row, everything on the right hand side is gonna be your column, right? So what does it mean? What it mean that you want to reach to this A22? So this is your A22. And what is your A22? Your A22 is your matrix, right? You want to reach to this matrix. You want to reach to your homework grade, right? Your matrix. And what else you want to see? You don't want to see all of your grade for the homework. You just want to see the homework on the row 2, right? So this is your row 2, your second row, and your third column, right? The third column, right? Then what the answer should give you? The answer give you 55, right? Straightforward. That how can you access the array, the cell array, and then read data from it, right? Then you just need to locate to which cell, which part of the cell that you want to read, and then which data inside of that cell, you want to read, okay? So again, whenever you want to read the content, think about the content, use the curly bracket, okay? Think about the cell, use the parentheses. That's it, straightforward, right? Then again, one more example, right? Then now I want to read another thing. I want to read the cell 11, right? Cell 11, okay, read the cell 11, and then inside of cell 11, first row and third column. But actually my cell 11 is just only one row, right? It's just the single string, right? This is the string inside of this single quotation is the string. So it's already single row. And then I want to read what? I want to read the third column of it. Because the string, they will not calculate the single quotation. So it starts by the W, okay? So it starts by 1, 2, and 3, right? So this is your third column, right? This is your third column. So what is the answer for D? The answer for D is just the L, right? Just the single L. That's another example, right? Then next, this may answer the question that you asked me, right? Now if I think about the content, but I forget, but if I use the parentheses, I use the wrong one, I use it at the cells, then what will MATLAB gonna give me, right? Anyone wanna ask? Don't look at the answer here. What MATLAB gonna give me? So because I tell you, if you use parentheses, MATLAB will figure out it at the cell indexings. So I guess that MATLAB gonna give me the cell, this cell A1, this cell A1 and the information inside of that cell as well. So now MATLAB will take out the box, right? The first box that I put inside my cart, right? It take out the box and show me, hey, here, this is the box that you want. And inside of it, this is the information that you want to, right? Give you everything for that box, right?
So I have a question.
Yes.
So if it was like A3, it will give you like the test scores, right?
If this one A and parenthesis 3,
Yeah.
they will give you the box 3. This one.
Okay.
Okay. So it means
So
that
Do
it's
they
mean that
just assume that it's calling the first row as well?
what?
Or I mean the first column, because like whenever you put A of 1,
Mhm.
it grabbed the box technically 1 1 and row 1
Mm.
column 1.
Yes, that's what I'm going to explain that, but you say it, I will explain it again, okay? So now they will give me the cell, the whole box, right? The whole box for this cell, and then also give me the information inside of that cell for me because I'm curious about the cells and the information as well, right? So that's why MATLAB give me the location of that cell, one cell array, see? And then also the information inside of that cells, right? So it means that they don't just give you the content, but they also give you the location of the cells, right? They give you all of the information for that cells, okay? Remember that. That's really interesting there. Then now I want to test this again. Okay. So if I put A1 with parentheses, they will give me all of the cell information. Then what if I just put A and then the content 1? Will MATLAB give me the same, or what else MATLAB gonna do? So my guess, because I use the curly bracket, right? And then I remind you many times, curly bracket's gonna be just the content, right? So MATLAB is just gonna give me the content of this cell, nothing else. Content of this cell or the information of this cells, right? Then I want to test it with MATLAB as well. I type F equal A curly bracket 1. Then MATLAB will just give me the information of 1 by 1 cells. MATLAB will just give me the information or the content of the 1 by 1 cells. All right. Then now I feel that, but I haven't mentioned about anything about the row and the column. Then will it mess up my thing I want to say? Yes, because you don't worry about anything about your row or your column. Then the MATLAB give you it just the whole things, right? Then if you worry about the row and column, then MATLAB will give you specific thing like this. See, because you just think it as the whole things, so they give you the whole things. But if you think about specific thing, like if I just choose this one, right? Why this is gonna be 3 3, right? I put this in 3 3, then I can see it, right? So again, but what if your content is just only one row? So because just only one row, and then you slot it into the cell already know it's just only one row, it's just a single row. Then you don't have to mention about a row, right? You don't have to mention about a row because it's just only one row. So MATLAB is gonna directly understand that, okay, now if you enter any location number, so it just means that it's just the column for it, right? Because it's a single row. Why do I need to enter the row for it anymore, right? So that's why if you say A1, again, you want to read A1, right? A1 is just your first cell, right? You want to read A1 and then you enter only one, all right? MATLAB will understand that, okay, because it's a single row, so this one is just your first column, right? Then MATLAB will read this. MATLAB will read this. And this is the result that he give you, right? He gives you W, right? Symbol, right? But to be this symbol, you need to understand your cell well, right? You understand how many things that you have inside your box, right? You need to understand your box well.
Another question.
Go.
So if you called, say, A3,
Mhm.
which cell does that call? Does it call 2-1 or 2-2?
So if you say A3 right here,
Uh-huh.
I think they will call it 2-1. They will call
Okay.
it 2-1.
So it's counting 1, 2, 3, 4. But say you
Yes.
have a 6x6. Does it go across and then down or up and down still?
No, they if you 6x6, they will finish the row first.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yes,
6.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Go like this. So exactly like a subplot. So later if you want to have the subplot, right? The subplot will go by this order. So let's say you have the first plot here, you have the second plot here, you have the third plot here, you have the fourth plot here, the fifth one here, the sixth one here. Okay, they will go to this order. Okay, remember that. That's really good. And this also the order for another all of the language, the remaining language, they will go to this order. Okay, that's a cool question. All right, any question to here? Straightforward, right? But please, you feel like it's really clear and understand when you hear my explaining. But if you don't review it, you're gonna mess it up, right? You need to review it by yourself. Remember it, okay? Think about the cells, think about the box, right? Think about the content, think about the curly bracket. That's it. Really straightforward, right? Then now I want to review to use review all of yes, go. Questions? No? No, okay, let's go. So for in MATLAB, so this is the way that you type it into MATLAB, right? Really now this to define everything. You type into MATLAB, you type it, right? Then now what if I just want to have the form of my cells? Let's say I just want to create the cell. Let's say the square cell 2x2. We already have 2x2, right? Then let's say now it's 2x3. All right. Why is 2x3? Think about the boxes, right? So I have 6 box. I have 9 boxes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I have 9 boxes, right? Then because it's a square, so you just enter cell 3 here. They will give you this cell. But because you just want to have the form of it, you didn't submit or you didn't assign any data into that, so it's just the empty matrices. Okay, straightforward, right? And now if you query it, I don't want to have the square cells anymore. I want something different. Let's say I want the rectangle like this. Okay, this what 2x3. All right. So 2x3, easy, right? I mentioned you M is what? M is row. N is what? Column. Easy, right? Plug into here. Then I will have these cells, empty matrices, right? And now what if I have many cells? I have a lot of cells, but I just want to see the single of them. Let's say I have A, B, C, and D cells, right? Now, but I just want to see the cell C. I can use the cell display C. Okay, cool, right? Then, then, then what if I don't want to see my data as the number or as the string? I want to see something different. I want to see something interesting for that. Let's say I also have cell A, B, C, or D. All right. If I use a cell plot, they will plot all of the data of the cell C and show it as a graphical representation for me to see. This is really interesting. If you interested on that, I suggest that tonight you create any cell that you want and you try to use the cell plot. That's really interesting, right? So that is the further study that if you want to study. So this is related to something really similar that many people do right now with the data analysis. This one, All right, this one. All right. So any questions here? If you interested in doing this tonight, try something about this. Do a little bit research about this. Really interesting. All right. Any question to here? When you learn this, you will feel like the year of 90 or 80 before, when people start working with Microsoft Excel, entering data into Excel and then plotting things in Excel at that time. You feel that thing is nothing compared to right now. Right now, when people working with accounting or finance, they don't work just by enter data anymore. They use code, right? People now using code to do it. And this is the way that one of the way that they are doing that. And it's really straightforward, and it saves your time, save a lot of time, right? Think about it. All right, now go back to the structure array. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the class, right? Let's think about the picture where I have the class student. This is the class student, right? Inside of my class student, I will have different field, or another way to say, I have the subclass, right? I need to know the name. I need to know the social security number. I need to know the email of my student, and I need to know the test grade of my student, right? So this way in computer they call it the structure, right? The computer structure. If anyone here from the computer science, they will know this one well, right? So here we call it the structure array, right? Structure array. So starting by the biggest class, right? Student. Inside of that is the subfield or the field, right? Field names, social security number, field email, field test, right? And then you enter for different student, different data inside of this big class, right? That's the picture of it. So now let's say that now we have that example, right? How can we create this structure array with student name, social security number, email, and test on MATLAB, right? To do it in MATLAB, really easy. You can type it in. This is how you do it by yourself, by your hand, right? You just type it in. You type what? You type student as the class, right? Anyone here, if already know about remembering, you will feel it's really comfortable, right? Student, class student, dot. Then what next? The field, right? The first field is name, right? And then what? Equal to the content, right? Now is you finish your class, you finish your field, and then just the content for this, right? Then the content is just a string. And this guy name is John Smith, right? Put it in here. Put it in here so that you finish your first field of your class, right? Name John Smith, right? The second one to the social security number, the same thing happened, the same class, but different field, right? Your field now is not only the name. Your field now is the social security number. Enter the content, right? Keep going on for email test, the same things, right? Really straightforward, right? But for second student, you need to have MATLAB to understand that this is the information of second student, right? It's going to be different with the first student, right? Then for second student, you need to locate it. You need to locate your data by what? Say 2, right? So this is the second student, or the second cell, second data, second sales data, right? 2. And the same thing happened for name, right? So if you keep going on, for third student, you use 3. For fourth student, you use 4. So let make it the series like we learn in math, right? So if n student, you will need n, right? Easy, right? So that's it. That's how you create your structure array by your hand. But you can do it as the function in MATLAB as well, right? You can do the function in MATLAB. So in MATLAB, you can use function struct to help you to do that. So how can you use function struct? That is, again, your name is this is going to be the field, and this is the content of that field, right? When you finish one field, you go to another field. This is the second field, the second information, right? And third field, third information, fourth field, fourth information, right? And all of this is what is your structure, student. Okay, cool. Any question to here? No, right? Straightforward. But please, tonight, please practice it by yourself. Practice by this way, by your hand first, then you use the function to see the difference. To me, I prefer this because I do remain, so I feel this way it comfortable to me because I understand it well. So I prefer this way. But you can, if you lazy, you can use the function as well, right?
I'm having trouble hearing you.
So that why I mentioned about the structure functions. Then what if you already have your structure and then you want to fix the information or the data inside of your class? How can you do it? With MATLAB, you use the remove field. So they will remove the field name inside of your class S that you want to remove. Let's say right now, I don't need to know the birthday of my student, right? That is useless. I don't need to know your birthday. So let's say I will delete the birthday field, right? I just type birthday into here, and then I delete the birthday field. Okay? So next is where, let's say you have many structure, you have many class, and for you to manage all of them is kind of like hard, right? You don't remember, you may not remember all of them. So MATLAB also have the things for you to check it, right? So for check the names for your field, you use the field names, and then you put your class inside, right? The field name of class S, right? They will give you all of the field name inside of S. Let's say name, right? Birthday, right? Social security number, and go on. That's it. And then what if you remember that you want to create a new field, but you remember that, oh, maybe I already have this field inside my class. Then how can I check is that already exists or not? You use the is field, right? Is field. This is your class, right? Class S, is field. Let's say this is name. I say is field class S name. Is that already have the field name inside of my class student? And then if they will show you the answer is just only two options, 0 or 1, right? Binary, 0 or 1. 0 is mean that doesn't have this name. 1 is mean this name exists. Then you can understand that, right? Then that is the for one class. But if you have many class, many structure, you have many of them, but you don't remember all of them. You want to create a new class, and you may think, oh, maybe this one is going to be the same as the one that I already exist. Then you also can use the E structure, right? E structure S, and the same thing will give you the answer 0 or 1. 0 is mean that it doesn't.
That's a question about the. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, so it's gonna answer you the question that does this structure already exist? 0 is not, 1 is yes. And I think that is the end of the things that I want to say today. So now your turn. Any questions?
Yeah, so if you could go back to the previous slide with the remove field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one.
So here when you remove the field, does it take the values too or not?
Yeah, they will remove all of them.
No, so the field name goes away, right? But does the values that were stored inside of that array also disappear?
Yeah, they will remove all of the things.
Okay,
So like you have the tree, right? let's say your structure is your root, from the root go on to the top, right? Then if you cut from where all of the thing from that to the top
Okay.
gonna be down.
Makes sense.
Right? Yeah. Well, any questions?
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Oh yeah, let me remind you. After this class, I will post the example for the exam on the homework folder. You just go to your homework folders and so that you can see the example. You can do the example. And if you have any question, feel free to shoot me an email about that example. That example is not gonna be great, just for you to practice, right? And I will not post the answer for that answer until we finish the midterm exam, okay? I want to make it fair. So if any one of you do that and you feel difficult with it, feel free to shoot me an email. I will show you how to solve it, but I will not post the answer because I don't want people who doesn't do it but still want to reach for the answer for it, okay? I will post the answer after the midterm test deal, okay? And for next week, you will have your midterm on Wednesday. And on Monday, I will ask you guys that if you still need me to have, so for the lecture on Wednesday, that's gonna be the review section, all right? If you don't need that, so we can cancel the class on that day, and then you just have your midterm test, okay? We can discuss about that on Monday, all right? So what do I want you to do tonight? Try to review all of things that I have said here. It looks simple, but if you don't review it, you may forget it, okay? And again, the content for the midterm test, we stop here. We stop at the cell arrays, all right? Cool. Any questions?
So cell arrays is included or isn't included?
Include what?
Is the cell arrays going to be on the exam or no?
The total array. What do you mean by the
Cell
total?
arrays. Cell
The
arrays.
cell arrays. No, but the cell array including something else. Okay. It's including something else, but not into the midterm. I can go straight forward for it. All right. So again, after this class, I will post the exams example. You can look for it. Try to do it. If you have questions, shoot me an email. But I will just only post the answer for it at after we finish the midterm test. Right? Cool. Okay. Then if there is no question, I wish you guys have a good day today. And
Have a good day too.
yeah.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye. See ya.